Okay, I found the steam trains again. It's really weird that they would have them hooked back to back like this. I mean, they do that with some trains, but not steam engines. I mean, having two steam engines in one train itself is kind of a pain in the butt. Because you gotta kind of, you have two teams driving them, and you gotta watch the throttle controls and stuff to make sure they all match up. And one's not going faster than the other. The train's not going to stay on the tracks, basically. Also, the tenders are backwards. It's supposed to be the other way. The drive wheels are animated though, that's impressive. Although they kind of go through the rails. And I think they're intended to be 280 consolidations, but they don't have the guide wheels on the front. So they're 080s. Yeah, fairly realistic sound effects too. They didn't put like a diesel horn on it or something stupid like that. So they got that right at least. Okay, so that's that train. I wasn't expecting to see steam trains in this game. Especially since that one had kind of the entire ensemble there. The coaches are in like old style wooden coaches and everything. Weird scenic detail. Then again, we also have cubic balloons, so yeah. Anyway, that's all about that. There's this area here where two trains actually use the same section of track. There's a switch there and a switch there. I don't know if it's my detail settings, but they did not do these switches right at all. It's kind of weird. God, every single time she interrupts me, even on the extra videos. Lady, we get it. We're not doing the challenges yet, though, because I just don't want to. Okay? Get that through your head. Anyway, so there's a freight train that goes through here, and one of the fake Amtrak trains. Anyway. I don't know if it's my detail settings, but they did not give a damn about getting these switches to look right. Speaking of which, there goes the Amtrak train. Okay, so this one I've seen around a lot. And I think there's like at least 2 or 3 of them in the Midwest alone. I don't know where it went. Just keep following the track across the weird switch. Anyway, it's based on the Amtrak Superliner trains with the P-42 locomotives. Like, I don't think it went this way. We should have caught up to it by now. We're going 130 miles an hour down the train tracks. It's got to be one rough ride. My controller will not stop vibrating. I have no idea where that train went. Okay, I found it again. Here it is. It's going really slow through here for some reason. But yeah, this is definitely not intended to look like an Amtrak train, as you can tell by the blue line. It says American Rail on the side. Amtrak, American Rail. So that'd be shortened to AmRail, which is ridiculously close to Amtrak. They basically just replaced track with rail and stopping it there, so you can get a good look at the engine. So now this is like a P-42 clone, basically, or P-40 DC or whatever. They look really similar. I can't even tell the difference. Yeah, so that's that train. Now it's going the other direction in the light switch, which is kind of cool. So that's when they do it with steam locomotives. When you do that with steam locomotives, it makes no sense whatsoever. Because steam locomotives do not have multiple unit control. You can't just attach one on the end and expect it to work. You have to have like two different guys driving both locomotives, and a fireman on top of that for both locomotives. And those two teams have to somehow communicate what their throttle settings are and everything. Because if the back locomotive is going faster than the front locomotive, that could bind the train up and cause the entire thing to derail. So it's extremely, as opposed to these more modern trains like this, where essentially the back locomotive is remote control. You're basically controlling the entire thing from the front locomotive. Anyway, move on to the next train. Okay, now there's this freight train, which I've only found that runs on this line. This is the same line in Detroit that the Amtrak one was on. It just goes to different places. It looks like it has like CF7 locomotives with the standard boxcar model all the freight trains use. And Titan United, so what does that say? I don't know what railway they're trying to make it look like. They might be an entirely original. Maybe Norfolk Southern, but Norfolk Southern didn't have CF7, so at least it faded. So that's weird. I've only found it running on this track here. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Anyway, that's that one. And here's another one that's not on the tracks for some reason. I have no idea why. I'm guessing they're just too lazy to make switches or segments. And this isn't the only time this happens. There are several places where there are just cars placed like next to buildings and stuff that make no sense to be there. Anyway, this is like a Union Pacific SD40 type thing. Yeah, this one's parked, but I think there are also full freight trains in this game. Sometimes. Anyway, that's that train. Here's a moving version of that same locomotive. This one's got tank cars. That literally just say oil on the side. I think these have different logos on them though. That one's got no lettering, it's just kind of a shield type thing. And the American flag. Whereas the lettering's actually cut off. You can see the little blue lines where the lettering would be, but it's cut off. So what happens if I change the graphics? Oh, and it's stopping here for some reason. Why on earth an oil train would stop at a passenger station? I don't know. And here's another one with boxcars. Same locomotive. In a different part of the map. Trees. Okay, this is definitely the true logic right here. See, there are the track ends here, and there's freaking road signs saying that it's one way. Are you telling that to the train? There's no road here. The train can't just switch tracks, you know. There's no... It's not how trains work. Anyway. I just saw a train go up there. We'll go hunt it down, see what it is. This was another area I thought there'd be more than one train using the track, but you saw there was just those weird ass road signs saying that the train can't go here. Because as you all know, trains can just jump the track and magically move to another track. Thought I saw that. Trains are dangerous. That happened. Anyway, as I'm getting into unexplored territory on the East Coast, I found a junk car that I'm going to complete wrong with. It's over here. Not there. That's a wall. You go around the wall, not into the wall. Around. Just like these trees, we need to go around the trees, not into the trees, around the trees. And we gotta find a way past these houses. Maybe. Can't drive through it. Can we squeeze the Touareg in through there? Yes, we can. We can, kind of. There's a sedan that was resting there. Okay. So... yeah, it's behind that house. A really square house. There we go. 6 out of 20. Yeah, here's one that is pulling oil and some flight cars. Also has a different color oil car. What does it say on the side? Coke. Gas. Diesel. It says American Petrol. Okay, so that's like a private car. Oh. Crap. Just got owned by a train. Okay, that's particularly good. Okay, here's another one that just says track us on the side that's not on the tracks. And there's a few freight cars behind it. I don't know if they were just too lazy to put in all these sidings, or since they say track us on the side, and I have not been able to find any of these locomotives with this texture actually running. Maybe it's some kind of a joke because they say track us on the side, but none of them are actually on the tracks, or they're on tracks that don't actually go anywhere, or they're just not moving. Maybe that's some kind of a joke. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because the ones that are running have like a different logo on them. Anyway, here's the steam engine again with a much longer train, and this time there's only a locomotive on one end, and it has green coaches too. Still say 27 on them. So that's kind of interesting. However, the tender is also backwards on this one for no apparent reason. And there is 27 on it as well. If I could catch up to it to show you. This one is moving really fast. This thing is going like 100 miles an hour. See? And the 27. Anyway, it's that train, and I spotted a scrap car, so I'll be back in a few. Okay, so where is this one going to be? Green. It's on the other side. Yep. That means I have to go over the bridge. Anyway, I found a way to reduce lag simply by disabling the Aero desktop. It makes it a lot faster to record things. Okay. Either that or my computer is just not as warm as it was on the last session. We have to be very careful not to go into the river. Looks like this car might have actually fallen off the bridge. Doesn't help things for it. And how else would it get here? Anyway. It's one of those CF7 engines pulling tank cars and tanks. Actual military tanks. And trucks. You got like freaking M1A1 Abrams tanks. I don't see that every day. Trucks and extra cab for a truck, apparently. This one's really flying too. Yeah, 120 mile per hour, and I'm not even gaining anything on it. Jeez. A pretty long train for trains in this game. I think there's, I don't know where to find it, but the yellow locomotives also have a military train. Oh, there's a train wreck, holy crap. Yeah, that thing just flipped over. That's interesting. It's another Trackhouse engine. It's not a flip us back up onto our wheels engine. I think it needs more help than just to be placed back on the track. Anyway. All in all, I am impressed with the variety of trains in this game. Especially considering it's not a train game. I mean, the details are kind of a little weird sometimes. But they're all hard-coded to follow routes along the map. And it's a huge map in this game. And actually, you're going one right now. Right, yeah, it's just the one with 2 tank cars again. Anyway, I think they're all hard-coded. Like, they just have their own preset route that they follow. They don't actually spawn like the traffic vehicles do. So they're not completely random. Like, if I waited here for like 10 minutes, that same train that just passed will come right back through, going the opposite direction. Some of them go point to point, some of them go around in circles forever, like that other steam train without the locomotive on the end. I think that one just goes around in an infinite loop. Yeah, well, that is the trains of the crew. If I see any more, I might comment about them, but we'll just have to see. Like I said, I think there's one that's got tanks on it that has yellow locomotives instead of the CF7 black locomotives. But I don't know. Of course, I only have like half the map explored so far, so maybe there's more on the west coast or in the mountain states. I have no idea. Another thing I'm curious is okay, when you get down to Texas and like on the Mexican border, what is there to keep you from crossing over into Mexico? Because like everywhere else, they have oceans that keep you from escaping the map on the Mexican border, is there just like an invisible wall? Or what? Seriously. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and look out for the next episode of The Crew, or whatever else I decide to post. I'm working on the Crew series mostly so far, but sometimes I do other videos for other games, of course. Like Switch Cars or Brick Rigs. Maybe someday I'll get back into making more videos of Grand Theft Auto. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on S9 716.